Yo, what's happening, people? It's your boy Michael Griggs, and welcome back to Griggs Talks and our bi-weekly European show, European Nights. And first episode was without a guest, but that was boring. We can't do no guests. We got to bring a guest. Episode 2, and I got to bring someone that not only shares my passion for European football, but also shares my name with me. My boy Michael. Obviously, you guys know Michael talks football. There's some people that know a lot of football, and I categorize Michael as one of them, bro. There's not many people that will watch Conference League on Thursday nights, even though if you know, Thursday night football is the best European football. Wednesday, Tuesday, you got
It's
the
all right, Griggs.
glory.
You'll join me. You'll join me soon. Don't worry.
Bro, I have the tune download on my Spotify playlist, bro. Whoa. That's what it's all about, man. That's the
It's the
vibes.
best.
CBS Sports Golazo got everything for me too. They got everything. They got ready for me. But now, welcome, Michael. Obviously, first time on the channel. How you doing, my guy?
Good, man. Nah, I wish I was on Champions League nights, but I'll take Thursday nights against Toulouse and then my Finnish team playing against Eintracht Frankfurt. But otherwise, not the best. I wouldn't say it was the most enthralling Champions League week compared to Matchday 2, because Matchday 2 was insane with the upsets and everything. But, there's still a lot of talking points, as always, with Champions League. And, there's some underdog teams that I think can do well this season, considering that a lot of the big teams don't look good at all.
Yeah, I know, I agree. And we're gonna start with yesterday because that's obviously the most freshest in our minds. And I'm gonna start in my opinion so far, the best group that has been Group E. Obviously, it doesn't have like the powerhouse teams. They got one powerhouse team, but we're gonna start with the 12:45 my time. More later tonight for you. The Feyenoord Lazio matchup. Feyenoord won 3-1. Feyenoord, a team I actually really like. Arne Slot, great manager. Similar to my manager, every time I was ball Dutch. That's pretty much the only. That's actually the only similarities they have these days, because one plays attractive football, the other one doesn't. But there's one player I want to talk about in the Feyenoord team. I think you tweeted about him yesterday too. What's his name? Santiago Jimenez, the Mexican striker. Someone I actually saw a little bit last year, and then this year he seems like he just scored in every single game. He scored a brace. Obviously, what are your thoughts on him and Feyenoord so far in Champions League?
That guy's insane. I think he's now scored 17 goals this season. Scored a hat trick against Ajax. That's the first player to do that from Feyenoord for 87 years. Then he scored 2 goals yesterday on his Champions League debut. Seems like anything he touches is now turning into a goal. And I think he's like a striker that I would look at like Spurs. Spurs should get him, because I know he's not going to stay at Feyenoord for another season. With the way he's playing, he's gone next summer for like 40, 50 million. And I think Feyenoord, if I look at them, they play such good football, even against Atletico. They should have not lost that game. They outplayed Atletico, but they just it's just how Arne Slot plays, right? He plays a very attacking, pressing football. He's going to give mistakes to his players, but I think Feyenoord, they can reach like a quarterfinal, honestly, because it's just the way they play. When you have a striker in form like that, and then they got like a midfield with Zerouki, Matthias Weifer, they have ballers all over the pitch. So if I'm looking at Feyenoord, and they dismantled Lazio. Lazio didn't even have they all Sarri did was get his cigar out and just smoke it, and thought to himself, what the heck am I supposed to do in this situation? Because he was tactically outclassed completely. And when I just look at Feyenoord, I just think to myself, this is a team where if you're a neutral, you have to watch them. You're not gonna go to a neutral and watch, I don't know, Atletico. Even though Atletico, they got ballers, but you're not gonna watch them. You pay money to watch Feyenoord. That's how good of a football team they are. And I think they put themselves in a good position, but now they got 2 away games. That's the tricky part. They're going to be a very good home team, of course, with the crowd. But away, can they translate that football away from home? We'll have to see in the next match day.
Yeah, with Feyenoord though, I love it, bro. You mentioned Jimenez. You got White for White. I've actually been looking at, obviously Dutch. That's kind of a good midfielder. I watched him against Greece when he played the other day. I thought he was decent.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like Netherlands right now, I'm still hurt. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't gotten over that loss yet.
I wouldn't either.
It's one of those, but good player. Gertruda, he's kind of like that right center back hybrid that a lot of teams might be looking at. But
like a Timber.
Yeah, Timber. Even Timber's brother, also in the midfield. They're a team that like they're clearly by far the best team in the Dutch league. That's like there's no question about that. You think PSG?
No, PSV are better.
PSV are better. Fair. I think first in the table. I haven't really caught up.
Yeah, they've won. They're a perfect record, 9 for 9.
You know what? Fair enough. Then my bad. See, this is why I have you on, bro. Because you got knowledge. Yeah. But they look good. They just look so good in Champions League. I think they have like they might have more players that are kind of ready to take the next big step. I think Gertrude is someone that like a top European team. Jimenez also tweeted about him going to Spurs. He just have someone like him just in the box presence. Madison behind them, that's different levels. I think he should be someone like the top team, or maybe like a mid, maybe like kind of like a little higher table, and maybe in the Premier League.
But he needs to be in a team where there's a lot of possession. That's the thing. He can't be a guy who's counterattacking. He's a hold up play. He likes to link up play. He's not going to be a hold up striker, even though he's a physical striker. I think he's going to do well. If he goes to West Ham, he's going to be another Haller. 100%.
Skamaka, yeah. West Ham, where strikers go to die. That's why, like, exactly. I respect what they're doing this year, but like, it's just the striker is clearly like a non-important position over there. We see what Antonio just runs around, and that's all he does. No disrespect to Mikel Antonio, but that's all he does pretty much. But yeah, Lazio, I really don't want to talk that much about them because I think they've been horrible this season, just in Serie A mostly.
They're such a hot and cold team, bro. I've watched them like 3 times this season. They're terrible.
I'm looking at the lineup right now. Like, I'm just bro, nothing inspires me. Immobile is 2023. No, Ciro Immobile has had a successful career, but you know when it's just like it's past it. Felipe Anderson, man. Rovella, the midfielder, that's a solid young player. Someone that I don't think Juve should let go, but they obviously did. Luis, just very dry.
Their bench is better than their starting 11, but I think Sarri, he's had a lot of trouble this summer because he hasn't gotten his transfers that he wanted, and then the transfers he gets, they're on the bench.
I'm looking at it.
Kamada, Tati Castellanos, they're on the bench. So it's just, I think there's a lot of issues at Lazio right now. And they're now they're finding it difficult to balance Serie A and the Champions League. They don't have the squad for it.
Especially someone like Dashi Kamada is like, that's a top. He's very entertaining to watch. He was entertaining at Frankfurt. And then you see him go like Lazio is probably like one of the worst. Like for me, like Kamada could have gone to Liverpool and like I think he would have been like a very bright player. Like those type of teams, like he could influence on that, but it's a shame that he went to Lazio. Like Milan, I think he would have maybe fit a little bit better.
He would have done really well at Milan.
But Milan, we'll talk about Milan soon as well because they're another like Serie A. After last year, the way that they like were doing so good, and obviously all across Europe right now, looking like only Inter are the only ones that are kind of replicating it in Champions League. And the other group in that match, Celtic, Atletico Madrid. Honestly, you don't know. I've been tweeting about Atletico Madrid and Simeone a little bit the last 2 days. I've been reading the analysis articles, like his change in formation, the tactics, and then this Morata-Griezmann duo has been lighting Europe this year. Morata, Jekyll and Hyde, as I like to call him, because one day there could be 5 games where I promise you Morata's the best striker on the planet. He'll give you like amazing at everything, header, link play, everything. Antoine Griezmann, for me, I don't think there's been 5 better players since post-World Cup than Antoine Griezmann. There is absolutely incredible. I'm doing an article on him soon for like one of my freelance sites, bro. This guy, for me, obviously Jude's the face of La Liga now with like the English.
No, he's been the best player in La Liga in 2023.
The best player in La Liga for me has been Antoine Griezmann, and I predicted Atletico to win the league before the year started.
Oh,
I want Griezmann to get his first La Liga. We haven't won it yet. It's time he hasn't won it yet because
he hasn't. Yeah, he wasn't a part of
because he left
because he was in Barca and then Real Sociedad. Oh.
So we need him. I need him to get like the La Liga title, and then Euros up this upcoming summer. If France win it, that completes pretty much the trophy set for him. And for me, he's one of the most underrated players. But Atletico, not just this match against Celtic, but like how have you viewed them so far this season?
Yeah, Atleti are just a strange team because it's Simeone. Those guys, how many yellow cards did they get yesterday? 6, 7? I think everybody got a yellow card. Rodrigo de Paul got these guys are. You can call them thugs. But it's just Simeone. The passion he has, it installs into the players. But I really got to say, I think Celtic should have won that game. I think Celtic if Celtic were lucky enough, they should have 5 points in this group already. They played well at Feyenoord. They should have beaten Lazio. Yeah. And they should have really won that game yesterday because they created chances. But when you don't take your chances, similar to other teams in Champions League, you're going to get punished by the big teams. And Morata with the beautiful header. I do like Atleti. Do I think they can win La Liga? It's tough. But I think they can finish second, depending on how Real Madrid and Barcelona do, of course. But in Champions League, they're a team you don't want to face because you know what you're going to get. It's like Man City like 2 seasons ago when they beat them only 1-0. You don't want to face that again. So I think Atleti is definitely a team you want to avoid at all costs, especially with Griezmann, the way he's playing. They have a lot of injuries right now. Like Lino, their left back, he's out, but he's been really good for them this season, adding more quality to the left side. It's just they got to find a balance in the midfield. I think Rodrigo de Paul is performing well, but he needs to find another guy next to him because you're finding the strikers. It's just defensively, they haven't been as good this season.
No, I hear that, but no. With Celtic, I love Celtic. First of all, the Japanese Revolution at Celtic. Well, Japan, that's my favorite. other than Greece, obviously, home country and everything. My favorite nation in football right now is Japan. I did an article pre-World Cup. I think we spoke on Grizzly Channel. We were both high on Japan. I had them coming out that group with Spain and Germany. I predicted it from early. I love this nation. And Celtic are probably they're also a key reason why Japanese players are actually kind of getting more and more praise these days because Maeda, I can't pronounce it. I think Furuhashi, Real Hatate. Beautiful, beautiful players, and they play beautiful, beautiful football. Obviously, Ange, we all know about Ange, the Spurs. We all know how he did at Celtic, but this year actually kind of seems like they're playing better in Champions League than they did under Ange last year.
In a sense, I think this is because they have more experience now.
They have more experience. Obviously, they lost Jota. He went to Saudi. Yeah. He probably could have held them this year, but he's
they found some Honduran guy from the Greece. That's what they did. The Palma guy. He came from Aris. And now he's I've watched like 2 games of him. He's actually decent, you know.
Is there any chance I can convert him to Greek?
He's already played like 10 games for the Honduran national team.
Bro, I'm praying for a win these days. They're not, bro. And then another player on something, Matthew O'Reilly. He's another top. I think he's Danish.
He's Danish. I didn't know that, judging by the name. I had to search that actually.
It's like what is a polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas type beat was Matt O'Reilly. But he's actually someone I actually want. I was thinking about bringing that Darren Fletcher. Like Darren Fletcher wanted him. He had the assist obviously for the first goal, and he's just kind of that midfielder that if you look at Celtics team, who can like a top European team go after. I think he's probably one of the first players that 100%. You probably go after. Maybe Hatate, who's still young, 25. He's got the age still, but. No, I think Celtic. Do you think that obviously they're at 1 point now? Do you think like it's peak for them, or do you think that maybe they could fight somehow back?
They should have won those 2 home games. I think that's because away from home it's very difficult in Europe. If they won one of those 2 home games, I was like they got a chance. Now they got to go away to Madrid and win it. If they don't win that game, then it's over for them. So it's kind of looking difficult. But I enjoyed the way they're in the seasons past. Celtic have been destroyed. I don't think there was a stat I read. They haven't won a home game in the Champions League since 2012.
Was it the Barca one?
Yeah, I think it was the Barca one. That's the last one. That's like 2012, 11. That was Neil Lennon time. So, but you can see that they're getting better and better. I think it's just about experience. They're such a young side. They need that experience in Europe.
No, I agree. For them, if they could get third, if they can get into Europa, that
would be good.
That'd be good because then once you get into Europa, anything can happen. They could the way they play football, they can cause an upset. I don't think any team really wants to go away to Glasgow and
you don't want to go to Celtic Park. No way.
You don't want to go to Celtic Park, especially if an English team plays them too over there. You never know what.
I don't want Liverpool to go there. No way.
But that group. But for me, honestly, I think Feyenoord and Athletic kind of got that in the bag. Obviously, once that third match day comes, you kind of have a sense of a feeling what 2 teams are gonna kind of come out of it. But maybe not this year so far. This year, actually, because a lot of the groups are tight.
But I mean, we've seen so many times in the past where a team starts hot first 3 match days and then they just fade away.
Yeah, that's true.
I think your team is a prime example of that. Remember when you guys? I think you won the first 3 games and you lost the last 3.
We won the first 2. We beat PSG and we beat Leipzig. Yeah, we're like
and then you lost to Başakşehir.
And we went to Istanbul and then we got absolutely smoked.
So that's the thing though. You can lose 1 game and then the confidence just goes down and it's Europe, man. It's a daunting task.
That's so peak, bro. Yeah. So peak. All right, next group.
I had to give you nightmares back.
Bro, I was in class during that game too. I was like, my professor started talking to me, and I was watching us concede a goal. I'm like, why are you talking to me, bro? I'm watching us concede off a corner. I'm like, bro, Donny Van de Beek and Matic are trying to chase them Baba in 2020.
Those are good times.
God. All right, but the next group, 2 of the games are highlighted in the title. Obviously, we'll start with the Newcastle Dortmund, St. James Park. I gave Dortmund no chance to win this game. I figured St. James Park, we saw what they did to PSG when Paris came in there. They absolutely smoked them up and down the pitch for pretty much a full match. Dortmund aren't the hottest team in Bundesliga anymore, obviously, especially after losing Jude. Leverkusen have taken their corners. Leipzig have taken their corners in the Bundesliga this year. Yet, UCL experience, we always talk about it. European experience is so crucial, and Dortmund proved it at St. James Park. I'm sure Newcastle fans were probably a little bit more confident going into this game. They're like, okay, Dortmund, we just beat PSG, so Dortmund should be no big opposition. You got Dortmund, the likes of Hummels in the game. You have I forgot who else started for them. Emre Can,
Daniel Malen, Füllkrug.
Adeyemi, who needs to get a haircut, by the way. I don't know why this guy's pulling up with that afro like that.
Hey, man. It gives him the power.
Maybe gives him 5 extra pace. But no, Dortmund and Metro scored the goal. Did you think like Newcastle were going to win this game, or did you think Dortmund with their experience could kind of
I thought
catch them off guard?
I think Newcastle I predicted them to win the game, but I didn't think it was going to be like 3-1, 4-1 dominating performance because, we can criticize Dortmund. They haven't lost a game in the Bundesliga. That's the funny thing. They haven't played well at all this season, except for the last game they played against Union Berlin. That's where I was like, okay, I see good signs here. But Dortmund are such a strange team because they have the experience and they have good players, but they haven't shown it this season because I think they're really just sort of mentally fatigued from last season, bottling the league the way they did. That can be really mentally damaged to the confidence of the side. Yesterday, they just showed up to St. James's Park and said, "You want UCL heritage? Here's heritage." They gave it to them. That first half, Dortmund should have been up 3-0 with the chances they created. I know Newcastle, okay, the second half, then they created more chances. Tonali coming onto the field for the last time for 10 months. But I didn't feel like Newcastle, they were going to threaten Dortmund's goal. I know Kobel made an excellent save on one of the chances, but Nick Pope made an incredible double save as well in the first half. It could have been 3-0 after the first half. So for Dortmund, that was so vital to win that game. Because if they lost, then it would have been really peak, I think, for the last 3 games. To win that, massive confidence for them. And I think for Newcastle, they got a wake-up call. You can have your pretty moments. You can get a draw at the San Siro. You can have the beautiful moment of destroying PSG. Those are only 2 games. You got 4 games to go. You're going up against the best of Europe. You got to bring your A game every single time. And Terzic did a number on Eddie Howe in that first half. The second half, then I think Eddie Howe made some good substitutions. But yeah, it's just I honestly did not think Dortmund were going to win that game. The way they've been playing, I was like, this side, they got Emecha, they got Daniel Mal and Fulkrug Royce. It's just, Newcastle. Are we worried about Newcastle now, Griggs, though? Because they got 3 games left. They got to go away to Paris. They got to go away to Dortmund. And, well, I would imagine they beat Milan because we'll discuss about Milan. But are you worried about them?
Honestly, I kind of am now because we all know, like, we talk about St. James Park being kind of like a fortress. We all know what that yellow wall is on UCL nights. And these Newcastle players have never experienced that kind of, like, they went to San Siro, right? But, like, no disrespect, but that's not San Siro of, like, 12 years ago. It ain't Ricardo Kaká walking through that door. No disrespect to Milan, but, like, the yellow wall, Dortmund, they always, every single year. And Paris, we all know about PSG, bro. Mbappe is going to show up the second time. He's not having a stinker the way he did the first time. So they got to if they get a draw in Dortmund, I think that could be a good enough result for them to kind of give them like the little push, because then if they beat Milan at St. James Park, then I think that puts them up to 7 points, and the draw maybe 8. Maybe that could be enough.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, PSG also have to go away to Dortmund. That's not a guaranteed victory with PSG. We saw that the road struggles can always get to them at any point. They still got to go away to San Siro. So this group is wide open, but I think with Newcastle, it'll be interesting because the next one's Dortmund. If they lose, I think it's over for them. I don't think they can recover from that.
But do you think they played well yesterday, or do you think it's just a matter of that Dortmund just had the experience and they knew how to handle the situation?
I think you said that first half, like Nick Pope had to carry them out that first half. Like it could have been, that double save is incredible, and he was on top of his game. Lascelles, like the defender that had to be alert. The cutback was always open, and on the counter, Dortmund were actually getting a lot of opportunities against them. And on another day, Dortmund can be more clinical. Like your Gio Reyna can pick out a pass one day. Milan can get on a hot streak at any moment. It's very interesting. But also, Isaac's injured now. So how big is the injury? Because
they got a lot of injuries now.
If Isaac's injured long term, then that's peak. No disrespect to Callum Wilson, but I don't trust Callum Wilson to leave my line on the UCL night. It's just not good enough for him. Like he's more of a off the bench kind of. He has a good impact player. He's a great impact player, but Dortmund, the way Isaac is, like, I think Isaac's kind of built for those moments. I don't think Callum Wilson is. Tonali suspended now. That was it. That was his last hurrah for the next 16 months almost. Bro, honestly, he came out. I'm like, yo, is he not banned already? I didn't know that this was like his last.
They gave him one last hurrah, bro. They had to give him one last hurrah.
Bro,
for 30 minutes.
They gave him a pity cameo, and he was garbage anyway in the cameo. I don't think he was even that special.
I don't think his head wasn't into the game at all.
Yeah, this guy was focusing on his. Maybe I could make a bet now or something. I don't know. He needs to go to rehab, but bro, I'm like, Almiron was off of it. Like Bruno G showed up. I think Bruno G showed up yesterday. He played a nice little clip pass. Like, but the rest of them.
See, the thing is, Griggs, when you look at Newcastle's attack, and they're good in the Premier League because I think they can press well. But in Europe, there's technical ballers, right? I feel like the Premier League doesn't have technical skill, a lot of the teams, right? It's just passion, run around, all that sort of stuff. Okay, you can disrespect Dortmund and say they bolted the season last year. They still got technical players like Ben Sabani, Royce, Schlotterbeck can find a pass, Hummels can find a 40-yard pass. So you can't give these guys space. They can pass around you and your press easily if they want to. So that's what I'm worried about. Do Newcastle have the attackers that can threaten defenses in Europe?
It's like for me also like we talk about like the European. I think a lot of teams around Europe are better at the intangibles. Like Dortmund know how to take the sting out of a game. Newcastle don't know how to take the sting out of a game. They're gonna attack you.
They just play one way,
100 miles per hour every single minute, bro.
Yep.
Like Dortmund, the way you can't do that. You're gonna have to. There are gonna be moments where you have to take that. You have to take the sting out of the game and calm down that crowd.
Yep.
That's like Copenhagen, for example, did that against Man United. We'll talk about that. Like Old Trafford was silent for 25 minutes on Tuesday. Might have even been more. Like you got to be able to silence those kind of crowds. And like the way Dortmund yesterday, first half they kind of silenced that St. James Park crowd a little bit because Newcastle didn't know where to attack. So it's like it's the intangibles. I think with Newcastle, like on paper, they could go far in Champions League. They could go to like a quarterfinal because they got like they got the players for it a little bit. They got like maybe the playing style, but it's always sometimes it's just about the brain, like the experience. And Dortmund have the experience, like.
They might be old, but they got experience.
Bro, Matt Hummels, bro, he's 55 years old, but bro, Matt Hummels still, when it comes time to.
I thought he was the best player yesterday, by the way.
Schlotterbeck was key for the first goal. He's the one that kind of played that played the pass down the channels. Yep. He's a good center back. Obviously, maybe not hasn't been the best this season, but like he's still good on the ball. He's still got technical ability. Yep. He's one of the best passers of the football from a left footer. So it's interesting with them, but. We'll see what happens, but I think that Dortmund. I'm glad Dortmund won because it blew that group wide open.
Yeah, now it makes it more intriguing.
It's bro. I think after the Milan draw, I'm like it's kind of clear for them, but they did good. Which Michael knows. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm a humble guy. I'm gonna give it to Michael. Bro, this guy watches way more football than me. I watch a lot. I can watch football, but Michael, bro, this guy.
You know what? I was just watching, Staffy. I'll just tell you how much I don't have a life, right? I was watching Kloksvik versus Olympia Librione. Do you guys know where they're from? They're from the Faroe Islands in Slovenia. I was watching their game.
There you go, man.
No, man, I was watching the Faroe Islands team. Were winning 4-0.
Faroe Islands. They beat me. They beat us one time. That's when I hit my rock bottom at football. I'm like, it might be peak for me.
Hey, man, my country's drawn with Liechtenstein. I know how it feels.
It is peak. I'm looking at the Ike score right now. It's clip for them too. Thanks, man. Oh, the back goes still winning 2-0. There we go. Maybe we still got some hope.
They got hope.
We got hope. But nah, I think Dortmund, Newcastle, that was a great matchup. And then, obviously the other one, PSG Milan. That was the one I had my main focus on. PSG needed the win, obviously, coming in. Milan had the weirdest stats. They hadn't conceded a big chance in the first 2 games. They also had a lot of big chances created, but they scored 0 goals. And they conceded 0. They haven't scored a Champions League goal since the second game against Napoli, which was in April. Let's talk about Milan first, because Rafael Leao, I'm gonna talk about him first. He was shocking. I call him and Rashford hideous twins, bro. He was absolutely. He got Hakimi on a yellow card within like the 15 minute.
Yeah.
After that, bro, Marquinhos had him in a penitentiary. Hakimi even had him, bro. He looked lost. He just didn't know what he was doing.
Nah. Longer the days gone of Shevchenko and Inzaghi and Kaká. Now you're with the 37-year-old Giroud. Leao, who the thing with Leao is, I think he's more talented than Rashford. I think he shows the quality, but sometimes he's not engaged with the game at all. At all. Yesterday, he shows you glimpses of beautifulness. And then all of a sudden, you don't see him. Or then he's like, I lose the ball, not interested. I think when things are going well, then Leao is performing well. When things are going bad, I don't want to be a part of it. He just stays in the corner. That's the problem with Leao. He is such a gifted footballer, but the mentality is just not there. But I mean, Milan. It's funny though. Milan played well, I think, for the first 30 minutes. They won the ball off PSG multiple times in the middle with their pressing.
If you look at the duel numbers, it's like they were winning a lot of it.
They were winning a lot of it, but it just came to the final ball every single time they effed it up. Every single time. Whether it was Reinders, whether it was Musa, whether it was Pulisic, Giroud, they constantly gave up the ball. And then defensively, okay, you can play a defensive high line against PSG, but you can't do it consistently for 90 minutes if you're Pioli. because you're going up against Mbappe and Colomwani, who's going to drop deep and receive the ball once and link up play. I mean, Dembele, that guy's not a footballer, by the way. That guy, he needs to get his footballing brain checked out. I don't think he has one, because that Dembele is horrifically bad. Him and Krunic should not be having contracts. Those guys cannot be having football contracts one bit. For Milan, it's just a matter of, because I think a lot of people are harsh on Milan. They're sort of in a rebuild. They have signed a lot of young players. They have new owners. And we expect, because it's Milan with 7 Champions Leagues, you guys rise to the occasion. But they have a lot of injuries too. Like Okafor was missing, Chukwueze, Loftus-Cheek, Benacer, who's been out for a long time. So yeah, okay, they got injuries, but they could perform a lot better than what they showed yesterday. Giroud can perform better. I think Reinders can perform better. And Theo Hernandez, the guy who likes to go attacking. I didn't even see him anywhere near around PSG's box. So
it was terrible. I saw him make more tackles and changes created.
Yeah, which is not his game at all, because he's more of a guy. He's an attacking fullback. He wants to get up the field as much as possible. So, yeah, look, I think for Milan, it's more of a wake-up call. And maybe this is a good wake-up call for them. Now, if you perform like that at the San Siro, when Donnarumma is returning, they ain't going to be happy then. That is inexcusable. But 11 halves now, they haven't scored a Champions League goal. I don't even know how a Milan fan feels right now, because that is embarrassing.
Bro, I think the thing that epitomized it was after they conceded, and then Milan played that clip ball over the top to Pulisic, and Pulisic played
not shoot it.
Dumbest pass to Giroud. Giroud, by the way, forget Giroud's already slow. He's already like the slowest player on the pitch. He's definitely has a pulled hamstring at that point. He couldn't. He was affected. You pass it to him, and you don't even make the perfect pass to him. You make him chase it, bro.
It's terrible.
It just looks so bad. Like Tomori was like impeccable for the first 20 minutes, and then Mbappe got on the ball, and then after that,
there's nothing. I don't think Tomori could have done much in that.
No, we'll talk about Mbappe, but just like it's incredible. But PSG on the flip side, they haven't been the most convincing. Obviously, they're not even top of Ligue 1 right now. Monaco is ahead of them. Nice is ahead of them. They were okay against Dortmund. They were terrible against Newcastle, so they needed the wake up call. And then there's one player that shined for me, and it's not Kylian Mbappe, as much as we all love Kylian Mbappe. Is 17-year-old Warren Zaire Emery, 17 years old, and he was by far not only the best, but he was by far the best player on the pitch for me. He was the most physical player on the pitch for me, and this kid's not even an adult yet.
That's crazy.
He hasn't even finished puberty, maybe. Bro. Tomori couldn't body him. Reinders couldn't body him. Musa couldn't body him, and Musa's not like some skinny, bro. Musa's a physical midfielder. He knows how to win the ball back.
Yep.
Warren Zaire Emery, bro. Thierry Henry talked about it after the bro. That was just different class. And a lot of people say youngsters can't really save you, bro. They're obviously building around Mbappe, but if there's a second player they should be building around, it's that kid, because that kid's gonna be a superstar. I think he's already the captain of the under-21 team for France.
I don't think he's the captain, but he plays for them at least. I don't think he's the captain though.
I think I want to say that he's one of my key players, and he's gonna be in that French team eventually. I know he's gonna have a lot of competition, obviously, but Griezmann's gonna retire soon, so I'm sure that third midfield spot's gonna be open up soon, but for someone, and I think he's the type of player that bro. He's just.
Who does he remind you of, really, as a player right now?
But honestly, I can't even say. I don't know.
Because he's kind of like a box to box. Because he's not really a guy who scores goals.
He'll get the assist. He'll
get the last assist, but I think he's just more of like a physical presence and just so calm on the ball. And when he's driving into space, this is what I like about some of these youngsters like Kendry Paes, Lamine Yamal, and Zaire Emery. They're all so confident, and they actually make the correct decision. When I look at 28 years old and 29 years old and 25-year-old, they're making the wrong choice every single time. But with Zaire Emery, the guy, he's baller, man. He showed it last season when he was like 16, coming on for PSG. I was like, who the heck is this kid? The man's already with a mustache and a beard. Do we need to get him? Do we need to check his passport? But lo and behold, he's playing for the under-21s, and he's a baller. This is the thing, Griggs. PSG always had a good academy, but they never wanted to use it.
Bro, we talked about it, bro. And Nkunku, the likes of Nkunku,
Maignan,
who he should be in goal right now. They squad goalkeepers, and maybe they do something in Champions League, bro.
Yep.
Bro, the way he was ball carrying, the ball carrying is his best attribute, bro. He would shrug off every challenge, and bro, most players these days go down after the first challenge.
Yeah,
they're like, let's get the foul.
He kept going for that goal.
Bro, he's like, I ain't going down, bro. Fuck, I'm passing. I'm making sure that ball's getting to Mbappe. And there's certain like 20-year-olds on man red right now that don't know how to carry a football, aka Bruno Fernandes. Yo, as Bruno do what, he'll lose a leg if he tries to do what Zaire Emery trying to do. But the kid is just as special and 17-year-old, and that's why. But PSG, they show, like you said, they should have always gone to the youth players. Like that's they should be doing that. And I think now they're starting a little bit with like this French project. They should stick to that. And he could be him and Mbappe can be the leaders of that French project. Or
but they need to get rid of Dembele ASAP.
Yeah,
they need to. So, what is your opinion on why can't PSG win the Champions League?
They're PSG. That's as simple as that, bro.
But get away from PSG. But when you look at the team, why can't they win the Champions League? Because they have one of the best players in the world.
I think this team could actually maybe do it. I don't trust their defense right now when the going will get tough. I don't think Skriniar has adapted as well as maybe people thought. I don't think he's been as strong. I think Marquinhos has been overrated the last couple of years, to be honest, personally. I think ever since like Thiago Silva left, I think his levels have dropped a little bit. Yep. I'm not going to lie. Donnarumma is a hologram in goal. I don't care. Those goals he conceded against Newcastle, the third goal especially, I think was by Longstaff.
The Longstaff one, yeah, that was terrible.
That's embarrassing. Fullbacks, okay. Lucas Hernandez, decent. Hakimi, decent. The attack, Colomani is a good player. I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready at this stage yet, though. Especially like if they come up against a low block, let's say in the round of 16, I think they're going to struggle a little bit because I remember I watched Colomani against Greece in the Euro qualifiers, but he had no idea where to go, what spaces to occupy. He had no idea where to go. Mbappe, but the thing is, PSG are going to go into every tie with the best player on the pitch, and that's always a saving grace, the X factor, killing Mbappe. And if he's fully fit, like he can win the top. He can win the tie by himself. Maybe Dembele can give you a couple good games out of like 30. But like you said, bro, ever since that World Cup final, I sold every single stock on Dembele, every single one, bro.
That was probably the worst final. I mean, any final. It can be FA Cup, it can be Women's FA Cup final, it can be Copa del Rey. That was the worst finals performance I have ever seen in my life from Dembele.
But the thing with PSG, though, I love their midfield this year. I think Ugarte is decent. I think Vitinha has been excellent under Enrique. I think Enrique.
Yeah, he was bad last season, but this year he's looking good, Vitinha.
I think Enrique has taken a kind of like a project to kind of like fix Vitinha. Kind of like how every manager goes into a team, they pick that one player like they really want to improve. Like that really reminds them like someone that could really be a special player in their system. I think Vitinha is one of them, and he's doing that. We're seeing that, and Zaire Emery just should be a guaranteed starter at this point. So if they get lucky, but I just think at this point, I don't think they're better than like a Man City. And I just
way.
And they're not. I don't think they're better than Real Madrid. I don't think they're even better than Barcelona right now. To be honest, I think Barcelona can cause them some trouble because Barcelona have NPCs right now that are just scoring every single goal for them. It's ridiculous. We'll talk about them too, but PSG. I think PSG though. I think with this win, I think they're gonna win the group now. I think they kind of give them the confidence they needed, and I think Mbappe is gonna only start scoring. He hasn't even scored that many goals yet this season. Like he scored a lot, but it's not.
Yeah, he hasn't scored that much.
It's not the Mbappe we know. Like he's given us a moment of brilliance, but he hasn't even hit the level of consistency yet that he should. So it's different. But they're also playing under a different manager than they ever have. Enrique's like the other managers were kind of like a little bit more hands off than Enrique. Enrique's a very meticulous manager. You know how the Spanish are, bro. They're micromanagers. He's gonna make sure that every single detail has to be right. So they still got some stuff to improve.
But he cannot play that 4-2-4 crap that he played in Newcastle. If he tries that again anywhere, he'll get destroyed.
Yeah, just bring Gonçalo Ramos off the bench, man. Like
exactly.
he could do a job. Kenyon Lee as well, who scored the third goal, bro. They got some players off the bench they could bring. I think the depth is better than it has been in previous years. Usually when PSG in other years, like you sub Neymar, like bro, who's coming off the bench? Like Di Maria was probably the only other one, but when he wasn't a starter, and that's different.
And they're still gonna get Nuno Mendes back from injury too.
Nuno Mendes, exactly. That means you can even move Lucas Hernandez to center back role, back. So,
but then those center backs are not tall enough. They're not enough physical enough. That's the only problem. But I like PSG, but I just can't trust them because it's PSG. I just can't.
I think they need another summer under Enrique. I think they need one more, another big summer window where they could address some issues and get a little bit more stronger in depth. Another top center back, maybe. Yo, there's a bunch of French center backs they could go get. Bro, France produce center backs like it's nothing. I promise you, bro. So one of my boys tweeted about I think it's Lemmy Yoro from Lille, some like 19-year-olds, like a young center back. Lenny Yoro, I think it is, but they got a bunch of players that they can go get from that French center back. So
I mean, they can take anybody from Lyon because they're getting relegated anyway. So
Maxence Coqueret, bro. I got a plan for you, my brother. Malo Gusto was the one, but that's okay. I'll still cry about that one day. Man City's group, Leipzig, Red Star Belgrade. There's really one player I want to talk about. Maybe two players. First of all, Xavi Simons. I'm in love with this kid. I think he should. When you look at the Golden Boy rankings, I think he should be in the top 3. I think it's like you have your Judes, you have Musiala, and then I think Xavi Simons. Bro, this kid is special.
Yeah. And where is he coming from, and where is he going to play next season with PSG? Him, Zaire Emery, Ugarte. Oh, nah, stop it, bro. Xavi Simons is a baller. I think a lot of people call him just an Instagram model because he's been Instagram famous since like 8, 9 years old. Remember, like,
I've been knowing about him since I was like 12, bro. He's ridiculous, bro. He's ridiculous. He's one of like the first modern day wonder kids. Like we know him from like young, like
very young though, because he was like Instagram famous at 8, 9. But you just see him now, and he just plays with such confidence. Like him, Lois Openda. I do like RB Leipzig, but Xavi Simons, he didn't play that well. I thought against Greece in the Euro qualifiers and against France, I didn't see the best of Xavi Simons. So that's another thing. You can play well against Cervantes Festa, your Bochums, your I don't know what else, Werder Bremen and these sort of teams. But how do you perform against a Man City, against France, against Greece in Euro qualifiers? That's where we want to see Xavi Simons. But at the end of the day, he's only 20 years old, people. So he's only going to get better and better. So I think he is a baller, though. The one guy who I see can play in and around the box, long shots, great passing. He's going to keep developing his game. So PSG, if they just use him right, they have another gem at their hands. Absolute gem of a player.
You know, it's crazy. In another life, he might have been at Spurs if Harry Kane wanted to go to PSG because Spurs were willing to do a swap deal with that. And he was also Ten Hag's number 1 target over Mount, but United didn't really want to get him. I don't know why.
Man. Xavi Simons is a baller, and he was, and like JJ says, he was great at PSV last season.
Him and Gakpo, that 2-man game was crazy, bro. And
Luke De Jong. That's 3-headed monster. They were just tearing up the Eredivisie.
Man, like Luke De Jong, man. He was winning every header. And there's another player. David Ram was good, but I think Lukeba, we talk about Lyon. He came from Lyon. He was like the Guardiola replacement. I think he was great against City in Matchday too. I think he was spectacular against City to the best of his ability against a striker like Erling Haaland. He had another good game yesterday. Do you think that he might be like the next, like, another center back that Leipzig can make a big chunk of change off of?
Oh, yeah, easily. Now, what do Leipzig do? All they need to do is go to France, get a young French center back, bring them to RB Leipzig, and then sell them to Liverpool or somebody else across Europe or Bayern Munich for 40 million. That's what they do. They don't have to change their model whatsoever. So, yeah, look at Baka, though. That guy, he looks good. I saw him a little bit at Lyon, and I was like, okay, there's a center back here. I was surprised, why didn't, Spurs or even a West Ham go for him, or even, one of the Milan clubs? But at RB Leipzig, they just know how to scout. When they see a young talent, they know the potential he has, and then they just sell him for more money. And he's another one of those players.
Bro, like Leipzig always changed my life. Bro. I'm sure that like Openda, like I thought they had a good summer. They in the first game. Sesko, who's meant to be like eventually he's gonna be like an 80 mil, 90 mil striker that's gonna get sold. So, and he's never this man, like, you're supposed to be getting in over him right now, but eventually I'm sure he'll get in. Openda Sesko front two, that scares that on the transition.
And Xavi Simons. Oh, and Dani Olmo came back yesterday as well. He scored. Yeah, came back from injury.
You think he's gonna go Barca next, right? The next move.
I did see rumors of him going to Man City last summer. I don't want that to happen, by the way. Dani Olmo's a baller, but he's very injury prone. But if he can stay healthy, he's unbelievable. He absolutely tore up Bayern Munich in that the German Super Cup earlier this season. Oh, he was unbelievable. So I think Leipzig, we always say this, they're a dangerous team. And yet again, they're going to be a dangerous team. But when they go to Man City away, they'll get walloped 5-0.
Yeah, that's right. Liverpool and Man City got the number always.
Easily.
But if they could, let's say they come up against like PSG in the round 16, bro. I think Leipzig can easily cause them the biggest trouble ever.
I think so too,
bro. Openda is gonna run out Marquinhos and Skriniar, no problem. And Xavi Simons might take Ugarte and like move him.
I would just worry about Leipzig's midfield. I don't think it's strong enough. That's the only problem I would have.
Like Zaire Emery can body that midfield. Like
yes,
it's peak. So and Mbappe on the transition. They got no one that. So, but that's the type of team that can cause you trouble. Man City young boys. Haaland got on the score sheet finally, in a minute. And do you think
Griggs, you were not involved in all this crap I saw on social media and YouTube? Oh my God, Haaland, what's happening to him? Has he always been this? See, this is the problem, Griggs. The guy goes quiet for 3 games and then doesn't qualify to the Euros of Norway, and everybody thinks, oh, he can't carry his nation. This is my problem. This is my problem sometimes.
I picked on another player for that.
Oh, the Arsenal captain.
I picked on Arsenal's captain. I didn't go for Haaland. I went on the Arsenal captain. But that was troll though, but not for real. But like I think Norway, they were in a tough group. I'm gonna be real.
They were a very tough group.
But I think with Holland, like, do you think Man City look worse than last year? That's the biggest question because you think they look better. Or like the same?
They look exactly the same like they always do. This is another problem. Everybody wants to overreact with Man City after 10 games and say, they're not good. They're not the same Man City. What happens? They go on a run. They win 15, 20 games in a row. Then they win trophies. It's what happens. This is what these guys do. Okay, they might not look flourishing and the best team in Europe immediately. They grow into a season. You don't want to start off hot. It's like a racetrack. Are you going to win the first 100 meters? No, you want to win the whole 500 meters. And that's what Man City do. So I wouldn't be worried with them one bit. You know, they're in a Europa League group. If I'm going to be honest.
KDB's going to come back eventually too. And when KDB comes back, it's long day.
With Doku as well.
Doku, that's bro. I told bro, people keep bringing this Jack Grealish guy, bro. I told you Doku's going to come, and Doku came and he took his corners. He came, was like, that's my spot now, bro. That difference maker, that Doku, like, obviously he's so raw in this game. Like, he obviously has many levels to go up. But just like the pace and the frightness that he can create in transition is enough to cause teams trouble because on the other side of Doku is going to be Kevin De Bruyne, who's the best final passer that we've seen maybe the last 10 years. And then you got the monster up top. So Haaland's going to get his eventually, bro. He's the type of striker, bro. No matter where he is, he's going to get his.
But that second goal he scored was nice on the right foot.
Ooh. We talk about tapping Merchant, bro. He's proven that there's a reason why he's arguably the best ball striker in world football, bro. That guy can blast a shot into the top corner. He is a machine. The only thing that concerns me with Man City, maybe they look a little bit more. I thought they would be more defensively strong this year than they've looked. Maybe a little bit with especially with Guardiola coming in, they look a little bit naive and defensively a little bit a couple times. But Man City, the season doesn't start for them until January, February. That's when their season starts. It's kind of like the main edit of old days when Ferguson said the season doesn't start till later. Yes. This is the trials and tribulations part of the season for them. Eventually, once it clicks, adios, everyone is clipped because I think they're at the point where I think the gap between them and Europe. I've always thought that they could be the best team in Europe, and you could always consider them like the best team in Europe on paper. But like, I think the gap has increased a lot. Like, I think there's there's a space between them and the second best team in Europe, whoever you want to consider it, because I don't even know who the second best team in Europe is right now. So
I would probably say Inter, to be honest.
Inter, yeah, and like we saw what happened in the final. Like Inter gave them their best possible shot, bro. I don't think Inter could have played that game any better.
No.
And City couldn't have played any worse for like the first 50 minutes.
Yep.
And they still lost. That's how crazy. I would actually agree. Inter, I think Inter, we could easily see a UCL final rematch.
I honestly think so.
So the way it's going, because shout out Inzaghi, bro, he went from almost getting sacked last year in the beginning with how horrible he started, and now he might be the second safest manager.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible.
That's the thing, Griggs. If you ask let's say you ask 50 football journalists, who do they think is going to win the Champions League? I think 49 will say Man City. And then one will say some odd, like,
one's going to say Real Madrid. One's going to say Real Madrid.
Yeah. But everybody's going to pick Man City because they are the best team. And until proven wrong, then we will say another team. Because they have the best players. They have the best coach. There's nothing we can do about it.
You know what? Pretty much. Big up my boy Omar Oski. Those vibes. So yeah, that group for me is straight up standard. City, Leipzig, top two. Young boys, Red Star, they can fight for the Europa League spot. Obviously, Red Star. I mean, no one wants to go to Serbia away in the European night. So
nope.
I think
I know that.
You know that. I'm sure I've seen that. I've seen Oli Bako go there and get like a red card within the first 17 minutes. Ruben Semedo? Terrible guy. But anyway, Group H, Barca Shakhtar. That was also a 24-5 game. I want to talk about Barcelona real quick. They have found a way to have the most random people that have no photo image on FIFA come in and score a goal every single week. Who is Fermin Lopez?
I saw him in preseason against Real Madrid, and he looked decent. Okay. I didn't think he would be this good.
Yamal, I know. I saw Yamal against Spurs in preseason, so I figured him out. I'm like, okay, this guy looks cold. But who is Fermin Lopez, bro? I don't know who this guy is.
He was amazing.
But then I saw his strike. I'm like, bro, what is this? What do these create these guys? What is La Masia? La Masia used to be about technical ability, 1-2, bro. These guys they're getting in the lab and they're increasing the thigh power, bro. They're blasting shots top bins now.
That's the thing about this Lopez guy. He's different compared to Gavi and Pedri. Gavi and Pedri are the prototypical La Masia. tiki-taka, keep the ball, nice short passes.
Gavi a little bit less. Gavi has a little
bit less, but
he has
Gavi isn't the
thugness in
guy.
him.
Yeah, he does have thugness in him, but Fermin Lopez is a guy. He'll make late runs into the box, get the goals. The goal he scored yesterday was unbelievable. It's the best academy in the world. There's nothing you can do about it. And apparently, Griggs, they got better players coming through as well.
Of course they do, bro.
That are better than Lopez. Some say even better than Lamine Yamal. I'm like, what the heck? They need to be drug tested like Pogba, La Masia. They need to be drug tested immediately. They are in such a good situation where they don't really need to invest a lot of money in their squad because they don't have a lot of money because they're rebuilding the camp now. They just go to their academy and say, "Oh, we got Lewandowski, we got Rafinha, we got Koundé, we got Frank." Did you see when they were showing the game? They kept going to the camera where all the players are sitting that are injured. I'm like, bro, that is insane. All those players injured, and yet they're playing this well. So, I think just La Masia. I kind of like La Masia, River Plate. These sort of clubs, they always produce talent no matter what, and they will continue to do it. But I do worry about them with these injuries because now they got a lot of injuries. I think
I think PSG fell off the face of the planet. I'm not joking. I haven't heard about him, bro. Bro, I feel bad for PSG because I know who I'm blaming. I'm blaming Barcelona for this because they made the poor kid play 855 games in 2021, bro. La Liga, Europa League, Euro, Olympics. What is PSG doing at the Olympics when there's like no crowd anyway, bro? It's like it's a mixed Olympics anyway, bro. Like no one really cared about the Olympics in 2021, bro. It was like what's it called? What's the word? Like La Mickey or something like that. That's what they call it. Like, bro, it was like you really didn't need them there. Like you really didn't need PSG. And then he played La Liga like 8 days later.
But I have a question for you. So when they get all, they're going to win this group, by the way. There's no doubt they're going to win this group. But when they get all those players back, can they actually win the Champions League? Because they haven't made the groups out of the group stage in the past 2 seasons. I think they can now. I think they can go to a semifinal because they got a squad.
I'm still hesitant on Xavi. I don't know why.
In a big European night,
bro. Like
Frankfurt, Man United, not good enough.
Like I saw Weghorst pull up to New Camp and dominate them. Like off the ball, like that's embarrassing though. Like no disrespect. I know Pedri got injured. I know Gavi got injured. I know Gavi got the yellow card. Araujo was injured, bro. Like I'm still a little. It's the same thing I have with Arteta. Like they're great managers. I just feel like they lack that little bit of experience and that cutting edge that they haven't developed yet as managers to get them into that level of like winning a Champions League. I don't think no random manager. I mean, obviously, to be fair, Di Matteo won Champions League, so maybe not. But that Chelsea team was a bunch of like veterans that they could have coached themselves. Like that was the type of team that could coach themselves. This Barca team is not like that. Yeah. So, but on paper, they have the squad though.
They have their midfield when it's healthy.
Frankie, Pedri, Gavi, Gundogan, who's a treble winner now. So you have that kind of experience. But like they have the players, the center backs, Araujo, Koundé, like
Christensen.
Yeah, bro. I think this is it. JJ said, I need them to play a big team in Europe and get the result. I need to see them be like, they could be like a Bayern Munich, for example.
Oh, they have to be Bayern. They've been getting dicked on them by so many times.
If you get over that kind of hump, like you can get over like that level of PTSD, then I could really trust them. Like go, not even just like smack them, but like go away to Bayern and like get a 2-1 victory or something like that. Like that's the type of
it's nice. You play Shakhtar, you're playing Antwerp, even away at Porto. Porto could have won that game. So
they got robbed. You could say they got robbed.
They robbed the referee and said, "Hey, don't give them a penalty." So I think that is the big test for Barcelona. I think they have a lot of good players. They play good football, but when it comes to the crunch time, is Xavi going to crumble?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's a mental fortitude. That's what I think. But on paper, bro, they're so. My cousin's a big Barca fan. I keep telling them, bro, I need to see like the result. I need, bro. Yes. Good, you got past your group stage PTSD, but that's because you were finally in pot 1, so you had the advantage. You weren't in pot 2 anymore. Come round at 16, bro. Let's say Leipzig. You play at Leipzig. What happens if you go to Leipzig and win? You lose that first leg. I'm looking at you sus now.
If they would lose to Leipzig, then I would call Xavi a fraud in Europe. 100%.
I just think, but they haven't been that strong in La Liga yet this year. Like they have a lot of narrow wins. Like
they've had a lot of injuries.
They have the injuries, so I gotta give them like the El Clasico this weekend is a big one, obviously, like at home. But I don't know. With Barca, I'd rate their team though, but like Marcos Alonso left back, can you really get away with that? And, like,
no, but they were resting Balde.
But Balde, I know Balde, but I look at their bench. I mean, all right, this bench is NPCs. Not hold on. Who is Astralaga? Kubarsi. My man's name is Fort. I think I've heard of Garrido before, maybe. This Mark Gui that scored the winner on Sunday, but who are these people?
I've never heard of that guy. You know what was this funny? Is he had like 20,000 followers on Instagram.
Yeah, now he's like 655K. Like, bro, and some guy tweeted like 8 years ago that 9-year-old Mark Gui is gonna be the next special player. I'm like, bro, how do you know this stuff? What is? Bro, I'm like, what do you? Watching under 9s football is crazy, bro. I don't think no one has.
I wouldn't do that.
That's crazy dedication now. And yeah, Joao Felix is not injured, who has been like their best player this season. You could even say consistently. Like he's kind of changed the narrative around him. So he's playing on 400K. He's got actually, you know what? When I'm playing if I'm a footballer and I'm only playing on 400K a year, bro. Look, I got something to prove, I guess.
I think Joao Felix now he's really showing his talent. I think now he's in a good scenario, somewhere where he can thrive. And
I think we all said it too. We all said it. He has to go to a Barca or like a Man City. Like those type of clubs are like the ones built for Joao Felix.
Yes.
Otherwise, he's not going to succeed. And there are players like that. There are some players like that can only succeed at like that kind of club. Like Victor Valdez, bro. People call him like an all-time goalkeeper, bro. That guy would have been nothing without Barcelona.
No way. All-time goalkeeper in what?
People have him like that because
in the Kings League. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, and I'm seeing YouTubers like Castro, the president of that league, so it's not really even that serious, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think some players are born to play at Barcelona and only at Barcelona. And Joao Felix, it feels like that kind of player. Like he was born to play for Barcelona,
but also I think he understood this is it.
Yeah,
if you don't succeed this
season,
at
Barcelona, bro, it's time to pick up accounting or go back to Benfica or something like that.
Oh no, he would have gone to like Real Betis or something like that.
Yeah. Maybe recreate his career like Januzaj did that. We also see that maybe. I don't know, man. Cook something up there, but it's crazy. But Barca got the result in the end, though. I mean, that goal he conceded, though, Romeo, the tracking for that goal, bro, that was.
That's what I'm worried about. Him against Bellingham on Saturday. That's long for Barca.
Long day, but we'll see. That's gonna be an interesting matchup. And Porto. I feel bad for Antwerp. I feel like they're always in the game, and then they just mess it up somehow. Like I feel bad for them.
They don't have experience at all. They play good football, but they're so naive defensively. So naive. They've given up such easy goals. But I feel like Porto, they look much more threatening than seasons past. They actually have some threats. So they're another team you don't want to really play in the round of 16. We know going away to Porto never easy, unless you're Liverpool.
Well, no, and Vanelson, who's always been injury prone, came in right away, 3 goals. Patrick.
Have you seen the second goal he scored?
Bro,
that was
he's got good ball striking. He's got good ball striking on. Taremi, we all know about Taremi. He can always cause trouble.
And Pepe, the Alan Varela, the guy in the midfield.
Bro, I think we talked about Boca Juniors River Plate, bro. Argentina League. You want a midfielder that's a 6 or 8?
Go to those two
Argentina,
clubs.
bro. Redondo's next up.
Yep.
I said Varela, bro. No team. I think they didn't even buy him for like a full price. They bought like 70% of him or something like that.
They paid $6 million.
Yeah, it's like, bro. We've seen it with Enzo. We're seeing it with Varela. I'm sure it's good. Redondo might end up at Braga next year for like 10%, bro. Like, but no, I think Porto Barca. I think that's pretty much secure for that group. And like you said, Porto away.
It's tough.
Like PSG, PSG play Porto. Bro.
If Bayern go away there, I would be worried for Bayern.
We'll talk about. I got something to say about Bayern. Actually, you know what? Next up is Bayern because we're going Tuesday now. Group A.
All right.
Galatasaray Bayern, bro. I watched that game because obviously it impacts me. Galatasaray should have been up like 3-1 that first half, bro. Like, Sasha Boy is a great player. That's one player I gotta highlight. Sasha, I think it's Sasha.
Yeah, Sasha.
Sasha Boy. He looked good against us. I think he's someone that what is he? France, bro. This country, France, man. They're pulling out right backs out of anywhere. Malo Gusto, Sasha Boy, left backs out of everywhere, center backs out, bro. It's a factory over there.
It is a factory.
Oh my God.
But yeah, Galatasaray should have been 3-1 up in that. I did a watch along for the game, and everybody and me in the chat were saying they can't keep missing these chances. They can't keep missing these chances, and they kept missing chances. They kept missing, and they kept missing, and then it took Icardi to do a Panenka. Galatasaray played probably one of the best halves of football I've seen from a team this season. The pressing they did on Bayern Munich with Kimmich and Konrad Leimer had absolute disaster class in that game. The only reason why Bayern won that game, it wasn't because of tactics or in-game tactics by Tuchel. It's because of individual quality and Galatasaray burning out. That's the only reason why. I was so impressed by Galatasaray because I feel like you guys outplayed them massively in Old Trafford. But there, they completely outplayed Bayern Munich. This isn't no Bayer Leverkusen. Well, not this Bayer Leverkusen, but in the past. This is Bayern Munich. And to do that, I got to give massive kudos to Galatasaray. But that's another example. You don't take your chances, you're going to get punished. And then Jamal Musiala and Kane, and that's it. Now everybody's going to look at the result and they don't watch the game and they say, comfortable win for Bayern. It was not comfortable. Those guys, they need to fix up big time, massively. Because if they don't, now I know what they're going to do. They're going to they have to get a midfielder in January. If they do not get a midfielder, they can forget about winning the Champions League, because there's aspects of their games that is good, and then there's aspects that I'm like, there's no way they can play against like a Man City like this way. They can't. So yeah, Sane was terrible. I agree, JJ. He was probably the worst player on the pitch. Him and Konrad Leimer.
Actually, about them, bro. They're right backs. Straight up, Kimmich is a right back, I think, these days. I don't think he's a 6.
But you can't play him ahead of Mazraoui. Like, Mazraoui was their best player.
I know, but I feel like Kimmich, I feel like Tuchel clearly wants a different 6. Like, he wants a different 6. And obviously, I don't think Kimmich fits that role. Like, then maybe in the pivot with another 6 he could help. It's very weird. I feel like Tuchel's tactics are shit. Like, I'm gonna be straight up, bro. They're shit. Like, bro, against us, I watched that game, bro. We could have easily been up 1-2-0 in the first 20 minutes. And then Onana,
same with FC Copenhagen. They should have been up 1-0.
Exactly. Copenhagen had them on the ropes too, bro. If Onana didn't have Mr. Butterfingers that day and didn't let the ball go in the back of the net, and bro, they were more physical than us. That's the only reason they beat us, because Musiala was cooking Casemiro at a different level. Like, he was cooking him, and Leroy Sané had Reguilon on the ropes. But bar those two, bro, we were cooking them in the attack. But Reguilon was going up and down the pitch, like, with ease.
Yeah.
Like, the fact they made us look, they let us score 3 goals, but Man United have not scored 3 goals other than that in one other game. That's the only other time they scored 3 goals in a game, bro.
But don't you think it's a scenario as well, a tough away ground to go to?
That it is in a sense, but like, let's be real though. Like, when it comes to the knockout stages, do you really I feel like Bayern is like the prime team to get upset so far. I'm looking at them like I feel like any second place team can, bro. Feyenoord can easily give them a game in the Netherlands and go and beat them like 2-1 or something like that.
Agreed.
Then it goes back to, can they handle the pressure in Germany? That's in Munich. Can a smaller team go into Munich and either not even beat them? Can they get the draw? Like Villarreal did that a couple years ago. Get that draw that they needed. Yes. Like, that's the big question. I don't know if they could do that, but away from home, bro, they look suspect as hell, bro. Copenhagen are a decent team, but they had them. They were cooking them. Like, their goalkeeper, they have Orek in goal, so you have a hologram in goal already. You don't have a good goalkeeper. Your center backs on paper, Upamecano, Kim and Jae, who's still really good. The Lake. It's like they have a good team on paper. Attack Sane, Kane, Musiala. That's special. Like, really can't get more special than that. You have a top 3 striker on the planet. You have a top 3 informed winger on the planet, and you have Jamal Musiala, who's one of the best centers on the planet. So that can cover up so many cracks, but against the elite of the elite, they'll get whooped. That's when tactics come into play. Individual brilliance won't get you over the.
That's the thing, though. Like, when you've seen them against like Bayer Leverkusen, RB Leipzig, like the top teams in Germany.
Oh, they cooked them, bro. Leverkusen should have won that game in Munich, bro.
If it wasn't for Victor Boniface, who
should
have had 2 goals. So that's the big problem. Like, if Bayern do not improve, let's say until mid-January. After they get maybe a player, then you're going to look at Tuchel and think to yourself, bro, they sacked Nagelsmann to get you in. You almost bottled all those trophies. And now you're going to not even perform with the players they got for you after they got the best center back in Europe, in my opinion, last season in Kim Min-jae, one of the best strikers in the world in Harry Kane, who finally decided to leave England. And you're playing this football. It's horrendous. He has to improve. Because Griggs, on paper, I think Bayern have the second best or third best team in Europe. That's what 11 is ridiculous.
A lot of people have them as the second favorites for Champions League. They have them behind Man City.
The only problem is their bench is kind of weak, but they have injuries. But I would still say their bench is kind of weak.
Their depth is cold, bro. I think Choupo-Moting is still their backup striker. Like,
and respect Goting.
I love Choupo-Moting, but bro, like, let's be like, that's a big downgrade from Kane. Like, who's a Musiala backup, bro? Who's gonna come in and play for Musiala?
Nobody.
Sane, bro. Coman. Okay, Coman. But after that, like, Matisse Tell is good, to be fair, but like,
yes,
but he's still young, bro. Like, that pressure can get on the kid if he has to leave the line, like in a UCL match away from home. If Harry Kane gets injured, because Harry Kane's gonna pick up an injury eventually. He's not a player that stays fit the whole year. He'll miss a couple games, and if those couple games that he misses are crucial ones, then like, what if he missed like Leverkusen away, for example, in the Bundesliga?
Oh, that would be horrendous.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not looking forward to Galloway, bro. Don't even have to look for it, bro. We lost. I can predict the future for you guys. We lost. We're not winning in Galatasaray away. I've seen this story 155 million times, bro. This team barely got past.
Are you surprised actually how well Galatasaray played though?
I like their press against United. I thought their press was decent against us. Then Old Trafford attacks came in and Ericsson started hooping like Xavi. But like before that, the first half they had us pin on the ropes a little bit. But the home crowd, bro.
No, but not the way they did that to Bayern Munich in the first half.
I think, well, they did play the home crowd, bro. It's the home crowd, bro. That's the thing.
Yes.
It's that we have 50,000 Turkish people yelling at you,
whistling, man. When they whistle, all of them, it is insane.
Bro, I know how it feels, bro. I've been to Karaiskaki in a European night, bro. When you have 50,000 Greeks yelling at you and Turkish people, like very similar, bro. The passion they have for the sport, they just yell at you, bro. You think Bruno Fernandes is gonna be able to handle Turkey away, bro? They're gonna be calling him big ears and stuff like that.
Oh, jeez.
And Bayern Munich, bro. These guys, Harry Kane was probably shook for the first 45 minutes. He's like, what is this?
Yep.
Like, bro, it's long, bro. Their press looked excellent, though. I think they have some good players. Like Icardi's like, okay, he's not the best player, but like, he's a proven goal scorer in Europe. Like, he has a track record. Zaha's like, this is his first European experience, to be fair to him, so he hasn't had that experience yet. But Sasha Boy for me has been like a good player.
Yeah, that boy guy looks like a.
What was this? Their 10 Akotoglu? I can't pronounce.
Oktogoglu.
He looks great. He looked amazing.
You know, it's funny. Somebody in my chat said he's the Turkish Mason Mount, but he has more technical skill.
Oh, he looked amazing, bro. Like that. If they bring that press against us, bro, good night, bro. We're not bringing that press, bro.
You cannot handle that press. Not a lot of teams can handle that press, bro, in my opinion.
They look good, but we'll see. But I think with them, though, it's like, oh wait, they're gonna get smacked in Munich. I don't think they're gonna be.
Yeah,
they can't replicate that.
They could give a good game, but I don't think they have the defensively. They're not a good side.
They leave so much space. That's their problem.
Yes.
They leave so much space, bro. And Sane at home is gonna be a different monster. He's not gonna have a stinker again, and he's just gonna run past them. It's too much space. So it's true. But I think Galatasaray, like, they can take. You really can't take moral victories in Champions League because there's very small games to play. Like, you need to win every game pretty much. You need to get results, but it can give them some confidence when it comes to United in like a month's time when we have to go there. Like,
I think it's all going to come down to that Matchday 5 game. That's going to be such a crucial game for both of you. I think that's going to really decide who gets out of the group.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm going to assume we win at Copenhagen. We're going to win. I think we're going to win in Denmark. I'm not going to give you 100% doubt because I think we could easily get cooked there too, bro. So
they're a good side though. They're a good side. That's a good side.
We transition into the game. Man, I reviewed it on my channel already, but I want to get your thoughts on it. But that first half, I don't know if you watched it. That was the worst 45 minutes of football I've ever seen in my life. Damn. I was seeing a 4-6 formation. There was a 0 in midfield.
I did see a screenshot of the formation. It didn't look
zero
good.
In midfield. There was a 0 in midfield. There was a donut. There was no one in the midfield because Amrabat was getting marked, so there was no one. Scott McTominay. Ten Hag thinks it's Ten Hag got like possessed by an English manager in 1990 and thought it's time for 4-4-2. I was joking around. I said bring McTominay on 4-4-2. I was joking, by the way. I joke a lot. I'm a jokeful person, bro. I never wanted to actually see that because this guy was higher than Højlund at times. That is unacceptable to me. But Ericsson came on, changed the game. I think we were the better side at the end of the day. To be fair, like we could have killed that game like 5 different times.
Yes, you definitely had so many chances in that.
And that wasn't a pen, in my opinion. That was not a pen. He did not make contact with him at all.
Well, McTominay, you mean for last minute one?
That was
I thought it was a harsh penalty, to be honest.
They're lucky Onana saved that. They're lucky Onana saved that.
Yes, I really don't. I don't think that was a penalty at all. But yeah, I only watched the highlights of the game.
Yeah,
but man, these guys, they play really good football. They should be on 5 points right now after Copenhagen. They should have been
the first 5 minutes.
But they should have been Galatasaray away. Yeah, they could have gotten a point against Bayern, and they could have gotten a point against you guys. I think, because most of the media, most YouTube channels, they're going to talk about Man United and how bad they are. I think people got to give respect to FC Copenhagen because you could assume, team from Denmark, they're just going to sit back and defend. They took the game to you guys, judging by the highlights. They didn't care. They said, Man United, we're not afraid. And I think that's sort of the problem that you guys have now. You don't have that fear factor that you're going to install to other teams. Other teams come to your ground, whether it's home or away.
I'm the one that's fearful, bro. I'm the one that's scared.
That's not a good thing.
I'm like, these guys are gonna cook it, bro. I'm seeing them pop the ball around, bro. I'm seeing the cutbacks that they were doing, like the nice little passes. I'm like, bro, why can't you do that?
Yeah, and I've tried to show an image to people that if you look at the market value for both teams, FC Copenhagen is 50 million, and you guys are 700 million. I'm like, of course, United should be winning this game because they have the quality compared to FC Copenhagen, who consistently sell their best players each and every year. But yet they played good football and clearly had good tactics. But I think they gassed out, and then you guys came with I think Ten Hag made some good in-game management though, because he did take Amrabat off at halftime, right?
I would have taken Ericsson off. I would have taken off Muhammad.
But he took Amrabat off and brought in Ericsson. See, I think he understood that, okay, we need to just keep the ball a bit more and pass it around instead of just lobbing it forward like he's Shaq in the paint. It clearly wasn't working. But I would be warning you, Man United fans, going away to Copenhagen is not going to be easy.
We got to score first. We got to score. Yes. We got to score first. If we don't,
if you allow them to score first, I would be fearful.
No, bro. Whoa, bro, man. I've been used to it by now, bro. I have this. It's stuck in my head. It's giving PTSD. I thought I could escape it maybe another year, but don't run from it.
No, but I'm telling you, Griggs, I think that game in Turkey is going to decide it.
Man. A Greek hoping for a win in Turkey. That's awesome, man.
That's like me hoping for a win in Russia. That ain't never happening.
My PTSD's gonna go on to them. Oh my god, man, it's gonna be so long, bro. Zaha's gonna dagger on me, and I'm gonna lose my head.
That's usually what Zaha does against United.
No, the thing is, I think we could beat Bayern Munich at home.
I think so too. That's the funny part, but it might not be enough because they.
Yo, if Copenhagen didn't blow a 2-0 lead, I wouldn't even be having this discussion right now.
Exactly, but they got a red card in that game, and that completely changed the matchup. Yeah.
Oh, because I think Gala would be on 3 points. We'd be on 3 points. Copenhagen would be on 3 points. We'd be on 3 points.
Yeah, I think this is a very fascinating group because obviously you guys should be second place and having 6 points by now because you're Man United and you have the players, but it's just because right now I think Ten Hag is managing the games as if it's just a must win rather than, building it as a process. With his, I think he's just so fixated on just getting results because he knows you have to get results at Man United. But
you can't not escape this group. We have to. I know we started like.
You have to get out of this group.
We have to win it, bro. We just have to. I know it's gonna be we shouldn't be favorites for that game, bro. But like.
See, I agree with JJ. I don't think even Galatasaray go away to Copenhagen to win.
So what does that leave us? That means we have to get a result against Bayern, though.
Which you can, because they might have been qualified by
Galatasaray. So let's say we beat Copenhagen, so that brings us to 6 points, and we draw Galatasaray, that brings us up to 7.
And then Galatasaray would be on 4. Yeah,
they lose to Bayern, and then they draw with us. That puts them at 5. So that means they still have the head-to-head advantage.
Yeah.
Which means we would have to beat Bayern if they beat Copenhagen. If they draw against Copenhagen, we're safe.
Yep. So I don't think you're necessarily in the worst position.
No, it's not. But it's just that winning at Galatasaray wraps it up. That's it. It's done.
And I just think it's also just your playing style right now is
because you know who we play after Bayern, by the way.
Who?
You. We go to Anfield that weekend after Bayern at home.
We will be there.
So that's clip. Those players' heads, by the way, are going to be in. We lost 7-0.
Seriously, we
lost 7-0 there last year. That's going to be in their heads during that Bayern game. They know what's up next.
Oh no,
bro! That's why I want to win a Galatasaray, bro. Just get that pressure off.
Oh, bro, you guys' schedule is nasty in December.
I don't want to talk about. I'm seeing West Ham away. I'm seeing Villa away, bro.
Newcastle away.
Newcastle away, bro. You're under the lights, by the way. That's an 8 p.m. fixture.
And then Chelsea under the lights too.
Good night, bro. Just go, bro. I'll tell you, Graham Potter, start singing "Glory."
But the main thing is, you just have to win that game in Copenhagen.
Just win the game, a game by game basis in UCL. Get the momentum. By the way, if we beat City this weekend, I think we're gonna be fine. If we beat City that momentum is gonna be huge.
Yes,
derby win, so we'll be fine. 100%. We just gotta beat them, but we'll worry about that another day.
But I would still say that you guys are not like a quarterfinal team in the Champions League.
I thought we could be this year based off last season, but it's clipped now. It's clipped now. Unless Ten Hag figures something out, like he has to.
Yeah, and February's a long way, so there's time to build momentum and hopefully build more tactics and getting the players back.
It depends who we play round 16, bro. If I see Atleti, I'm running away. I'm hiding in a corner. I'm never going through that again, man. Never again.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, they knocked you out 2 seasons ago. Yeah.
Bro, just give me Inter, get out the way, man. I just don't want to lose Atleti because Atleti are going to give me hope because they're going to let us dominate the ball and they're going to give me hope and then they're just going to snatch it away from me like Simeone always does. He's Thanos, man. He's so annoying.
Yeah, he is Thanos.
The other group B, Lens, PSV, Sevilla, Arsenal. They got a win in Spain, which I didn't actually think they could do. I'm not gonna lie. That's probably a good win for their morale, for their morals, not for their morals, for their morale. There we go. Momentum. Gabriel Jesus got it on the score sheet. That's a rarity these days. He doesn't really score that much.
That was a goal.
That was nasty, bro. But
all the assist to Martinelli. Woo.
They look good though. I think that pretty much for me, getting that win in Sevilla away, that pretty much kind of gives you that they're gonna win their group. But what about like for Arsenal? Do you think they could go far? Because
yeah, I think so. I think they can make it to the semifinal. I know people would laugh and say, "Oh, it's Arsenal," but they have played like when you got a guy like Declan Rice, bro. That guy is a machine. They just need a consistent goal scorer, and they need to sort out that goalkeeping situation because Raya is looking beyond.
That punch that he did, he tried to give him the game,
bro. If that would have went in. Oh, the meltdown we would have seen from Arsenal fans on everywhere, every platform, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. The meltdown would have been insane. I think because they have a very good defense. They just need to find the balance in the midfield and the goalkeeper. And I think Arsenal can cause trouble to any team in Europe. I generally do believe it. It's just a matter of how does Arteta do in the knockout stage. Because
that's when you're managing
Villarreal,
in-game management.
Sporting,
bro.
It's the same thing as Xavi.
Those games you got to make the right subs. You can't make the wrong sub in those games because that wrong sub kills you.
Like you cannot bring on a Kai Havertz.
Actually, I probably would bring on a Kai Havertz. I can't lie.
Well, it depends on what position. If it's a striker and you want somebody to kind of hold up the ball a little bit better and link up play, okay, I can understand Kai Havertz. To get a goal, no.
No, not to get a goal. Like a Seattle lead, maybe. Like the Seattle lead. Like, he could get you that. It's interesting. I agree, bro. I think there could be that. But I think that Sporting loss last year rubbed me off so much on Arteta. Like I know they rotated a lot, bro. But like just to not get past that Sporting team.
Nah, they didn't even rotate that much for that game. I remember they started a pretty strong.
They started a strong team. Like it wasn't like enough. But they just got like they got outplayed in Lisbon and then at Emirates like.
But Griggs, there's not many teams that go away to Seville and get a win.
I know. Well, I would know.
But like even Juventus, Liverpool, I don't. Many teams don't like Real Madrid over the weekend. They went there and didn't get a win. Yeah, bro, so that shows you, like, I think Arsenal are growing as a squad. It's just a matter of can they handle it's a young team still, and a lot of them don't have that Champions League experience in the knockout stage. They're in, I would say.
Bro, I think Havertz,
Europa League group.
Havertz and Jorginho are the only UCL winners on that team, and they're the only ones that even played in the UCL final.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because Partey hasn't been to a Champions League final. So,
and if he has, it's with it was like 10 years ago. He's part of the squad anymore. Like, this guy's like fake injury.
Yeah.
Injury. So like,
yeah.
Gabriel Jesus was never like he had some good nights in UCL. To be fair, like he had like at home though Etihad.
See, that's another thing. I don't know if Gabriel Jesus he can do well in like a group stage round of 16. Do I trust him to win the game? I think if Arsenal want to win UCL, Jesus has to be prolific. Forget about the Prem. He doesn't have to be prolific there. But in Champions League, if you want to win it, your striker more than likely has to be prolific. Yes.
Like you have to, bro. Like,
and I don't think they have a prolific striker even off the bench.
And we saw with City. When did they win the Champions League? When they finally got Erling Haaland. He didn't score in the late rounds, but just that presence there
was the difference.
It's so crucial, and they just don't have that. So I think it's just that's what it is. Chelsea might be the only team in recent times that have won it without a prolific striker. Like that's about it.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. Because Real Madrid won it with Benzema.
They had the best defense though. Like Chelsea just were not conceding a goal. Like they just forget about them. They just weren't conceding. So it's very rare. Yeah, bro. Like Jesus, bro. I don't trust him. He's a great player, bro. Gabriel Jesus, before he gets to shooting, is like the best striker on the planet, bro. His dribbling is amazing. He might be the best dribbling striker on the planet. But and his passing is good, but bro, his ball striking. We saw it even in the City game, bro. He just can't strike a ball that well.
And then he scores that type of goal against Sevilla, which is crazy.
He's one of them strikers, which like
is very frustrating striker. That's for sure.
Is what it is. And then was there any other big games? Go to the Real Madrid group. Real Madrid, obviously, they're pretty much they're gonna win.
They're through.
Do you like obviously last year, like a lot of people had them eventually win the Champions League once they got like past Liverpool and stuff, once they got past Chelsea, but they just ran into the buzzsaw that was City. Do you think this year like they have a better chance? Obviously, for me, I don't really think so because bro, that no striker is like really concerning me. Like,
yeah, I don't think it's even that. I think it's just defensively they don't look strong. I think you got Kepa in goal. I don't need to say anything else. I don't need to say
Spanish
it's Kepa.
goalkeepers.
It's Spanish goalkeepers and it's Kepa. Like it's just plain and simple. So it is going to be very tough for Madrid, I think, to win the Champions League, but they can make it to a semifinal. With the way Bellingham is playing, bro, that guy is unbelievable. 15 goals or 12 goals already this season. This season. We haven't even gone to November. The guy is unbelievable. So
he's a very polarizing player with Bellingham. I haven't really like I rate him obviously. Like, he's a great player, but I just think like he's not like your prototypical like midfielder in a sense. Like
no, he's very different. I think
he's so rare. Like
he's just a very.
Bro, I think his best
midfielder.
attribute isn't even football related.
Mentally,
bro, his mentality is nuts.
Yeah.
Bro, to go from the championship like 3-4 years ago at 16, and now you're a big Real Madrid, and you're the main Galactico now, bro. Like Vinny, you can say it's Vinny's club 7-10, but yo, right now it's Jude's club. He's the Galactico. He's the one everyone's talking about with the celebration. Like, bro, if that game on Sunday or Saturday was at the new camp, that celebration, if you imagine he scores a goal, that would have been so hard, bro. The picture, bro, it's like it's weird with Jude. Like, do I think he's like the most technically gifted midfielder on the planet? No, but he has X factor, and that separates you when it comes down to these situations. He's that kind of player that can win you the game, and bro, and some players crumble from the Real Madrid move. Like go to Hazard. Hazard. Obviously, injuries played a factor into it, but you could come back from an injury. Plenty of players have done it, but that mentality, bro, the mental fortitude this kid has had, bro, it's ridiculous. And he's gone to Real Madrid and he made it his club at 20, I think. Yeah. Not even 21 yet. The kick, though, he can't even drink in America yet, bro. That's how young he is. and he's out there scoring at the Santiago Bernabeu winners.
I really do rate Jude a lot, but I would still say that Real Madrid. I just don't see Champions League winners. I think they're a season away because they're in a mini rebuild as well. They got a lot of young midfielders: Tchouaméni, Camavinga, Valverde, Arda Güler still coming, Jude Bellingham, Vinny, Rodrigo, Garcia. They have so many young players. It's just that the final piece is the number 9. When they get that striker, they're going to be scary.
Who do you think they go for?
I mean, they signed Endrick. He's coming next summer or the season after.
I think it's next summer.
Yeah, I think it's next summer. So, but I don't think they can rely on him.
He's not ready yet. No.
So who would I say then? To be honest, I think they might go for Santi.
Nice.
Yeah, I think they might because they can't get Haaland. I bet their dream is Julian Alvarez, but ain't no way Man City are selling him.
No, they're gonna go for the Vinny and Mbappe again. They're gonna try.
But see, the thing is, okay, you bring in Mbappe. Where do you play him?
I know you can't. I don't think Mbappe can play as a 9. It's just he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play. Like we can't feel. I know for Real Madrid, he'll try his best. Actually, I don't even know if he will, bro. He says he loves Real Madrid, but how much does he really love Real Madrid?
If he truly loved that club and he wanted to,
he would have gone there already. He would have been there already. Like So I think he loved Ronaldo more than he loved Real Madrid.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Like that's just but I feel like for Mbappe, bro, just like maybe give it another year at PSG, maybe like bro. If they get closer to winning a Champions League, who knows? But it'll be interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much wrapped up.
But yeah, quickly, Union Berlin have lost now 9 games in a row.
Yeah, it's good for them. Nah,
the magic is done for them.
It's a shame, but shout out Geraldo Becker. FIFA, a legend on FIFA, but yeah, it's for bad. Napoli though, like they're picking up a little bit.
Yeah, they are. They don't look as good as last season.
No, yeah, I never expect. I even expected the decline because like you lose your manager and then you lose your best defender who could have arguably been your best player last year. But like they said, Guevara, the revival.
Nah, see, this is another thing. A lot of people wrote this guy off because he hasn't scored. If you actually watch him, he is giving so much impact and creativity, and defenders they're basically double, triple teaming him like he's Shaq in the paint. That's Guevara. He is such a good player. Yes, he's not the quickest or most physical of wingers. The close dribbling he has is absolutely insane. So I'm a big fan of Guevara. I think he can become like one of the best players in the world. Just give him time. This is only his 2nd season at a top 5 league.
I think what the thing was like because he gets put into a lot of comparisons, And I think when it got to like Guevara versus Saka, and then he didn't get an assist or a goal for like almost 8 months, I think it was, or 7 months. Then you're like, okay, like what's going on here? If you're gonna be getting these kind of comparisons, you got to step up with the output.
No, but see, I just think it's people wanted to create debates and this sort of stuff. But you have to actually like watch Kivara. You can't just say, "Oh, look at the numbers." But you have to watch.
He's never been a midfielder. He's more like your Hazards, your Ribery's, bro. Like their output is never gonna be like 40 GA in a season.
No way.
They might end up with 25 GA in a season, but in a game they could win. They could impact the game without creating the goal or the assist. They can win you a game without even doing that, bro. All it takes is one Kvar solo run and then the pre-assist, which doesn't go on the stat sheet.
And he got the assist to Raspadori on that game, and he got too.
The goal. Like I just think more. And I know Kvar because I most likely I know what's gonna have to be for the Euros 2024, that final spot. It's gonna be Georgia versus Greece. I think it's gonna be that final together. I'm scared out of my mind. You have no idea how scared I am, bro.
I really do rate Kavada, man. I think he gets a lot of unwarranted stick, in my opinion. And he's just going to keep getting better and better. Just give him but I need to see him perform in like a quarterfinal, round of 16 of the Champions League.
He needs that one big X factor. He needs that one big performance. Like obviously they got Milan this weekend. That's a good game to kind of get over their like hump against Milan because.
But there's no Osimhen still. He's out for 6 weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks.
I think mid-November, and he's gonna go in January for AFCON too. So they're gonna have to be missing him for a couple weeks as well. So it'll be interesting.
It's good that Raspadori gets some form then, because they're gonna need him in January.
Yeah, and the last group, real quick, I want to talk about Benfica because they have 0 goals scored. They have 0 points. I haven't really watched that much of the Portuguese league this season. Like, what's going on?
They're trash. They're so that's simple. No, they're honestly, I have no clue what's happened to them. But the problem is they bought a striker, and you know the Cabral, the guy who was at Fiorentina. They paid 20 million for him. His only goal this season is against a non-professional team.
That's peak.
Yeah. So they have no striker. Di Maria was injured, so they lack intensity, style of play. They got absolutely bullied by Real Sociedad. They should have lost 5-6-0 to Inter. I don't know what's happened to Benfica over summer. I think they're kind of in a situation where they got to throw away this season in other competitions and focus on the league. I think that's what they want to do, because right now they are playing garbage, and they've been bullied in the last 2 Champions League games. And yeah, I think because of last season, how good they were and the style of play and how well they played against Juventus and PSG, make it to a quarterfinal, there was high expectations. And now you see some of the players are just not good enough. But the João Neves guy in the midfield, baller of a midfielder.
He's I heard he's high on our list. He's very.
He would be a baller for you guys.
He's top. I think he's like second in the DM. Like in the target list.
He should be number 1 in my opinion.
And number 1 in our center back is actually their center back, Antonio Silva.
Antonio Silva. Yeah, he's a baller too.
I look at them. I kind of hear. How has Kochku been for them? Because obviously that was like
he hasn't been that good.
Hasn't been that good.
No, but I really rated him at Feyenoord.
That's a shame. He was like that one player like that. A lot of people thought like he could kind of like replace the Enzo in a sense. Yes. Like he was meant to be like the Enzo replacement. Fair enough. And then Inter, obviously, we talk about them a little bit. Another win. Bro, they just keep winning.
It wasn't even pretty. That just tells me that they rotated a lot for that game. I think they started Sanchez, Fratesi. I can't remember the left wing back that they played, but they made a lot of Augusto. Yeah. So I think they're the second best team in Europe. I know people might not like that because it's Serie A. Look at how Milan performed. I think Inter are the second best team in Europe. They got the experience. They got players. They can make a difference. That's Inzaghi is just. When you give this guy time to get ready for an opponent, he might be the best tactically. He just knows how to nullify opponents, and he knows how to attack. What I like most about Inter is they can play defensive football and they can do the possession style of football. It's really just amazing what Inzaghi has built, even though he was under a lot of pressure about a year and a half ago.
Bro, I thought when they lost to Monza, I think it was Monza they lost.
Yeah, Monza, yeah.
Right before an international break, bro, I thought he was gone.
Yeah, I thought so too.
And I'm seeing like Shahan Nogu's like their DM now, and like
he's been playing that all season. He's unbelievable.
So and I think Inzaghi deserves a lot of credit. So like
I think they can make it to if they can get a favorable draw like they did last season. I think they can win the Champions League.
Honestly, bar Man City, like if they like Man City, let's say get knocked out again from like someone else. I feel they could be any team in Europe.
Yeah.
Like
I agree. I just think it's just a matter of, okay, Barella hasn't even played that well this season. He's probably been one of the worst players. So when he starts cooking, then with him, then I think they want
Thuram and Martinez, the duo.
Yeah, Lautaro and Thuram, that duo. We know, like, I know Lautaro gets a lot of stick because of the Champions League final and the World Cup where he was.
I gotta give him his. I've been a big like Lautaro. I think like I've been with Lautaro. It's been like up and down like a roller coaster.
Yeah,
remember that
Barca
game, the new camp.
Oh, he was unbelievable.
I'm like, yo, bro, it's him. Then the World Cup comes around. Stinking. then
he goes back up.
Jimmy's like, bro, this guy's special. And then the UCL final, I'm like, bro, you just made my rivals win a treble. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, he's such a hot and cold player. He's really hot.
When
and
he's
cold
on
player.
form, this guy is top 5 strikers on the planet.
No, but I think he's taken a different element to his game as well. That now he's the captain. So now he has to perform every game.
There's no Lukaku next to him. There's no Dzeko.
There's no more hiding. There's no more hiding of Lautaro. The guy he's captain, so he has to perform.
Team now, so I hear that. Nah, yeah, it's his team, but I gotta give him credit, bro. I mean, Sociedad are still first in the group technically, but which
they're gonna make a quarterfinal, by the way.
You think so?
Yeah, they play unbelievable football. The way they destroyed Benfica. I know it was only 1-0. They destroyed them. They outplayed Inter for 70, I think it was 75 minutes. Yeah. So, yeah, Sociedad, these guys, they might be the most underrated team in Europe. Their only two losses this season have been away to Atletico and away to Real Madrid, and they lost both games 2-1. So, they're really an underrated team. I wouldn't want to face them if I was any top team in Europe. So, yeah, Kubo, man, that guy's a baller. Come to Liverpool.
Kubo is special, man.
Real
Madrid need him right now. He could be a part that they can need.
Yeah, 100% they could use him.
And Zubamendi's obviously linked with like every top team in Europe. Like everyone, he's like kind of like that one DM.
Zubamendi, Bryce Mendes, who they got also in the midfield. Yeah, they got ballers.
He looks like Bruno Fernandes. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
he has scored in every game, by the way, in the Champions League so far.
Yeah, fair enough, man. I didn't even know Hamari Traore went there from I think was it Rennes? I think he played.
Yeah, Starene. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yo, that's that Karayan guy's there too. Wow, I know that.
Yep, and Tierney.
I knew Tierney. He got injured, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's injured.
I remember Zachariah because my boy's a Chelsea fan, and he really wanted to bring him to Chelsea. Like he was like,
yeah, he has. I think he's more of a player. It's going to take a while for him to develop in Spain.
Chelsea, that's a good club to do that, though. We've seen that over the years with
Odegaard,
Januzaj, even Januzaj for like a couple of years was like kind of hooping over there.
Yep,
he did his best. So that's a good club. I really like Sociedad. La Liga's top 4 teams are like. Remember how Italy last year kind of like showed up in Champions League bar Juve. Spain are kind of doing that. I think they're gonna do that this year because I thought they're always dangerous in Champions League. You never that's the one team you never want to play in the UCL knockout. We all know about
Real Madrid will go through, yeah.
And Sociedad, like you said, they can give any team that type of game because I think they're the type of Spanish team like they're good in possession, but they got the kind of players that can also thrive out of possession, like Kubo on the counter attack and run, guy.
Or Rizabal as well.
So they're a good team.
Yeah, I think watching all the leagues, I think La Liga has been the most entertaining this season.
Bro, because going into the season, I would have had them 5th.
Yes, they were trash last season, but now they have been so unbelievable.
I'm telling you about that. Simeone is rocking my world with these tactics, and Sociedad have been good too.
Yep.
Barcelona looked better than last year, obviously. And Real Madrid, you just gotta watch Real Madrid when you can because it's Real Madrid. Like, the Jude show.
Jude show. Yep, exactly.
Pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Obviously, Europa League's going on right now. I'm sure. Liverpool winning yet?
No, it's 1-1.
You conceded.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, we conceded.
No.
Very easy goal to give up.
Who the hell is that left back? Luke Chambers.
Luke Chambers, he's a young kid.
No, Tsimikas. Okay, I can't get slandered on the timeline.
No, man. Tsimikas. That guy had a disaster.
I had to chill my boy, bro. Against Ireland, he was cold.
He was cold against Ireland, and then Everton, he was garbage. He was bad.
No, thank God I was sleeping then. We can't.
Yeah, Griggs, he's gonna have to step up because now it's Robbo's out for 10 to 12 weeks. I like Tsimikas, but the problem for him is I think now he feels a lot of pressure to perform, and I wonder if he can handle the pressure.
I never wanted him to go to Liverpool. I thought that was the wrong move for him at the time anyway.
Yeah, I think he would have been better off to go to like a Bundesliga team.
Leo wanted him. They really wanted him.
Oh, that would have been a good move, actually, yeah.
First of all, JJ, don't ever say that to me. Don't ever compare Tsimikas to that bum guy, man. Don't ever disrespect my countryman like that. Ever do that. Please never do that. That is
Man said, tell us.
That's the highest level of disrespect you can do to my
way.
player, bro.
Bro, guess who just scored?
Alex
Endo.
Telles?
No, Endo.
Oh, man, like Endo.
How the hell how did they let Endo score of all guys?
Bro, Klopp really said we needed him. Panathinaikos conceded to Rennes. Damn it. Guerrero. Shut up. Olympiacos won. Nice, man.
Nice.
That's
a big win for you guys.
We're still third in the group, though. That's the only problem.
Still?
Yeah, Freiburg won, so. They beat us last minute and got Eskaki. That was hurtful. They got us. But nah, obviously, this was a good show. Michael,
good show, man.
Always pleasure. I'm going to get you on for one of these again because you might know more. Bro, you watch everything. I'm going to try to get you on for a show. We can also talk a little bit Europa and Conference League because we weren't able to do that today because.
Yeah. Honestly, Europa League and Conference League, I know nobody's going to watch it, but some of the games you see there is insane.
I'm not finished. You know why, bro? Because I think there's four Greek teams in Europe this year, so I have to be locked in.
It's good revival this year from Greek teams. I like to see it.
I mean, they lost today, but it's okay. They're still second in their group for now. But
I'm really impressed by PAOK. Like, they played some good football.
Bro, I hate that I'm saying this because I hate them. But what they're doing for Greek football is the best out of all the Greek teams because all the youngsters are over there.
Yes. Yep.
I'm looking at that. Konstantelias, Koulirakis. There's a couple other ones, I think. Panathinaikos have the other ones.
But when I was watching PAOK, I saw Trusticon get center back. I said, they ain't serious, though. Because that guy was so
Bro, Verinia is still at right back there, bro.
Yeah. He was.
I
think it's good. Dude. It's good to see that Greek football, there's a mini revival going on.
Tyson that PAOK. Wow.
Yep.
Damn. Fair enough, man. Not Greek football. One to come up, man.
You are.
My under 21s made the Euros, I think, but under 19s. So the next generation might have something playing for me because I've been starving for a striker. I know, like that Dutch game. Ioannidis kind of showed me something. Like he didn't score, but he held his own against Van Dijk.
What about Pavlidis from AZ?
Man, he conceded the pen. He could go. Nah, that goal conceded.
Actually, when I've seen him play for AZ, I'm quite impressed by him. But I guess for the Greek national team, it hasn't worked out.
Nah, Yakumaki scored against Ireland. Like that was a good header.
Oh, that was good.
We have no pace, bro. We have no one, bro. I know what Greece needs to do. I already said, bro. They need an Albanian to just commit to them. Like I hate that I'm saying this, bro. Like, but we just need like an Albanian to like commit to us, bro. The way like teams get like the Nigerians all over the world, bro. Every team has like a Nigerian, bro. We need an Albanian, bro. Where's my Broha at? Someone just get me something.
Have you seen actually Albania, their national team, and all the goals they've scored? They're Puskas awards.
They're cooking, bro. I think they're top of their group too.
Yep, they're gonna qualify. You know who their assistant manager is Pablo Zabaleta.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he is. He's their assistant manager for Albania.
How the hell does Pablo Zabaleta end up in
Albania? I know, it's crazy. It's a small world.
This world is tough, but nah, bro.
That was a good stream though, man. I'll definitely come back.
All right, bro, Michael. Always pleasure. Anyone that's still here, make sure you like. I completely forgot to say the like button and everything like that. That's why I'm a terrible host sometimes. I get so engrossed into football conversation.
Nah, man, it's good. I think people enjoy that more. They like the natural flow. They don't want the artificial crap. Say like and subscribe, all that crap.
It's way too much. I can't multitask sometimes. But anyone's gonna watch it back eventually because I'm gonna retweet it again. Make sure you like the like button. Make sure you subscribe to Michael Talks Football. I think you're like at what 7-something K.
Yep, 7K.
Okay, make sure you guys get into 8K. Eventually, and follow him on Twitter. I put all your socials in the description already.
Cheers.
So did that, and yeah, bro. Hope you have a good one. We'll talk soon again. I'm not gonna wish you luck for Liverpool.
That's all right. We're winning 3-1 now.
I wish you luck for maybe your Finnish team or something like that.
We're getting cooked 3-0. By the way, it's only been 30 minutes.
Oh, that's cool. That's all right. And next game they got the good luck.
Next game.
Pleasure, man. Anyone that tunes in, peace.
Peace, guys.